Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Trey, and I want to talk about Sensational Wonder Woman Special number 1, and I also want to talk about Wonder Woman Volume 2. Um, Volume 2, what was it? Give me a second. Jesus Christ, I just had it, now I gotta damn look it up and shit like that. Volume 2, issue 188. And the reason why I want to talk about this is because of the controversy that came with Sensational Wonder Woman issue number 1. If any of you guys know I'm a fan of I'm a Wonder Woman fan, love Wonder Woman fan, but she hasn't been treated very well by DC in a couple of years, and you know it's really disappointing as a fan of hers to be like, dang, like they won't do anything great with her without it being feminist or having these female writers writing her that they absolutely have no idea how to write Wonder Woman or the Amazons. I think the only woman that I knew that could definitely write her was what's the girl? What's the darn Jesus Christ? What's the darn crazy? Gail Simone. That's her darn name. Shit. I forgot Gail Simone. Gail Simone is probably the only female writer that I know of that that's written Wonder Woman pretty much well. But it's just disappointing just to see how one of the Trinity members is. And I think another problem that's also a failure is the admiration of keeping the movie costume. While Batman and Superman has returned to their classic look, Wonder Woman still have not returned to her classic look. And that's a problem because she stands out from the league, but not in a good way. You know what I mean? And I think that's a problem. Like, don't get me wrong, I like the movie costume, but if you're not going to make Batman and Superman dress like the movie costumes anymore, then Wonder Woman doesn't need to dress like her. They even, when they did Wonder Woman Rebirth, which that was another problem. They were trying to tell two different damn stories with that story, and then they went back and retconned her origins, and they had her wearing her movie damn costume, and I'm like, no, Diana didn't wear that costume, so why the fuck would she be wearing that damn movie costume? When she first appeared to the world, she was not wearing that. And even in Sensational Wonder Woman number 1, they even showed her in her classic costume. So it's time for her to go back to that classic costume. Now that that rant is over, Sensational Comic Book Special number 1. And the story, let's see, what's the name of this story? This story is called, I don't even think they even have the I don't even think Naren's story had a name. How the fuck the damn story ain't got no damn name? Or did I miss it? Oh, Hell's has no flurry. It was done by writer Paula Steven Byrne or Seven Byrne. So yeah, that's the person who wrote this story. So anyway, this is the story that people kind of got up arms about and was talking about how woke it was. And I'm not gonna lie, I like the story. I did like the story. It it's about a little boy named William, and he's going to superhero day at school, and he decides he wants to dress like Wonder Woman. Now, if you guys know, a lot of a lot of people kind of don't like when society kind of tell boys that it's okay to dress like girls or dress as a female character. Regardless of what the situation is, people just don't like it. And you got people that are always trying to be like, oh, well, if that's what the kids want. And I get it. I get it. Children are innocent, but at the same time, you don't want them to get made fun of. You get what I'm saying? You see how sometimes we cause our own problems? You know that people are going to make fun of the child for dressing like Wonder Woman. So I wouldn't let him dress like Wonder Woman. He can wear a Wonder Woman themed costume that's tailored to him as a boy. But him wearing a skirt, which, if you guys know, a skirt is shorts with a dress. That's a dress at the same time, and that's what I would do. for him. I would have, if he wanted to dress like Wonder Woman, we would make a costume that's masculine enough but still honors Wonder Woman herself. And but overall, let's talk about the story. So basically, Will goes to Superhero Day, and he gets made fun of by the kids because they think it's stupid that he's dressing up as Wonder Woman. So of course, one of the boys who dressed like Robin was bullying him and threw snatched his tiara off his head, and he threw it. During that time, a snowstorm came across the city, and this is Midway City. You know, if you guys remember how I told you in one of the in one of the previous videos, how Wonder Woman needs to go back to her her city, Midway. Midway City was the city that she used to be in and protected throughout the 90s. When George Perez kind of brought her back to the main continuity after Crisis on Infinite Earth, they put her in a city, and that was her city that she was protected at the time. And I would love for them to go back to that and stop trying to do Washington D.C., because Washington D.C. is fine, but I don't think it doesn't need Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman needs to have her own damn city, so characters like Donna, Artemis, Nubia, Cassie can also be able to protect that city too. Because if you're not, what I'm saying, Washington D.C. is just like, it's there, it's there. Captain America protects Washington D.C. too, but his home base of operation is in Brooklyn, New York. You get what I'm saying? So you can still have her do that, but let her have a hometown that she needs for herself. That way we can build up that kind of stuff. Because then what I will also suggest is that then Wonder Woman can start building a little bit of more Themyscirian things around the city. You know how like Metropolis is this futuristic city, and then Midway, I mean not Midway, but Gotham City's like this dark gothic thing. Maybe we can make Midway like this kind of in between of past and present of Greek culture in the United States. You get what I'm saying? A city that celebrates Wonder Woman and her traditions and her culture. A little bit of old and new put together. That would be interesting, because then you can have the city can look so different. You know what I'm saying? It's besides Washington D.C. But that's just my kind of opinion. So anyway, while Will is trying to chase the tiara, a nuclear snowstorm happens throughout the city, and Wonder Woman is flying in her invisible jet, which I love when they bring that invisible jet in. She has to make a crash landing, and she decides to go and find out what's going on. Now this nuclear snowstorm is freezing everything it touches, no matter what, and they can't stop it, right? Even with Wonder Woman's magical powers, the snow just doesn't really want to break because it's not normal ice. And while Wonder Woman is trying to protect everyone from the ice storm, Will is trying to get back to the school, but he also hears out the boy Jared, who was injured in the excuse me, I'm sorry. Jared was injured when the snowstorm hit and stuff fell on him. So Will been trying to help him out and whatever. And then while Will is trying to help save Jared, Wonder Woman is fighting Blue Snowman. Now, if you guys don't know, Wonder Woman has two ice villains, Minister Blizzard and Blue Snowman. And it's good to kind of see a classic Wonder Woman villain again, because we don't hardly see the character, and I love that we got the chance to see this character. And then of course, Wonder Woman calls out Blue Snowman. She's like, "Face me, Wonder Woman. Long time no freeze." Oh, ice puns, you never fail. You never fail me. And of course, Blue Snowman is a legacy villain, because the original Blue Snowman also created a ice themed weaponry that can take on Wonder Woman and kind of prevent her powers or whatever, stuff like that. It's kind of cool. So she created an advanced formula that can definitely freeze Wonder Woman, and she's been waiting for her revenge for years. And of course, the city, they have their like heat wave truck that's trying to stop Blue Snowman, and Will and Jared tries to take on Blue Snowman. But then when they were about to be attacked, Wonder Woman finally breaks out the shield and you know defeat Blue Snowman and told her you don't have to do this at all. Um, and Blue Snowman was like, I have freeze bomb all over the town, and they'll set off. And then they were like, no, because I already told them about the blue bombs. And then Blue Snowman tried to run, and they tried to shoot at her, but Wonder Woman dodges the attacks and was telling them, no, don't shoot at Blue Snowman. And and Wonder Woman she tells Blue Snowman that all of this that you're doing won't bring the respect that you crave. And if you want the recognition your father got, you must let go of his advanced technology, right? And make something of your own as yourself, Serena. So Serena, the daughter of the original Blue Snowman, and Wonder Woman basically tells Serena, like, instead of using your skills to try to attack and get revenge on me, why don't you try to actually make something more of yourself with the advanced technology and skills that you do have. So after all of that happened, Brianna, I'm sorry, I said Serena. Brianna, Brilliant, is back behind bars. That's what the news reporter said. And Will is heading home or whatever and stuff like that. And then Wonder Woman finds him, and she was like, "Oh, is this your tiara?" And she said, "You were very brave today." And she said, "Keep up the good work." And then she said, "Keep up the good work. The world needs more people like you." And then Will confesses that I heard he confesses to Wonder Woman about that. People were making fun of him, but he kind of feels powerful when he wears her costume. And then she decides to take off her tiara and hand it to him and say that you deserve it and tell him to stay amazing. This story was actually a sweet story though. But I do see the problem. I really do see the problem. And the reason why I brought up Wonder Woman issue 188, that from volume 2, is because we have another kind of story that's similar to that. So if any of you guys know that Diana had a boyfriend named what's his name, Trevor. Yeah, Trevor. Not Steve Trevor, but what I think. Hold on, Jesus Christ, I'm drawing a blank on the man's last name. Now I gotta goddamn. Jeez. Trevor Barnes is his name. Yes, Trevor Barnes. And the story's called Wonder Boys, and it was just basically we get introduced to Steve Barnes' nephew, Bobby Barnes, who is a big fan of Wonder Woman. And Diana comes to visit the family, and Bobby shows Diana his room and how he has like Wonder Woman everything. He has drawings, he has photos of her, everything. And he was like, he gets knocked off at school for liking Wonder Woman because everybody else is into the guy characters. But he said that he loves Wonder Woman, and he's been a big fan of hers, everything, and he loves what she stands for. And she says, well, I'm flattered by everything. So how about you come with me for a whole day, and you get to see how my life is. And of course, the mom, she kind of like, you know what I'm saying? Vivian Barnes, she's kind of like a little upset and jealous because Trevor Barnes and her son Bobby Barnes, they talk about the admiration and love that they have for Wonder Woman, and how she feels like she's always competing with Diana. And Diana was like, "No, you're not. You're never competing, but I understand you do tell the truth that you kind of feel jealous of me, but know that I'm would never do anything to hurt them." So she decides to take Bobby, you know, throughout the day of seeing how she is. So this is what I love. This is what I loved about the old classic Wonder Woman thing, because they showed her being very compassionate, even when there were issues like this where it's like really no villains, but it's just her like having a little thing. So of course, like I said, Midway City, she has an Amazon defensive class that she goes to, that she teaches people in the ways of Amazonian fights. She also went to the Atlanta Boys Institution, where she helps teach the boys with sports and skateboarding and all kinds of stuff, and she even show Bobby some skateboard tricks. Then she decides to go to the coast of California and decides to swim with the old friend, which is a shark. Her and the shark are having fun. Then she goes to the Wonder Woman Foundation magazine place. She has a foundation magazine place where they print magazines about her, and a lot of the money goes towards foundations that help the youth and help the city around. And Bobby talks about how fun it is and how exciting it is, because Diana's getting ready for the Themyscirian, what was that darn thing called? Jesus Christ. Oh Lord have mercy. I think it was called the, what's it, what they call it? They call it the hold on, I gotta remember what the thing called. Oh, okay. So there's like this whole there's like the whole this whole thing where Themyscira opens up their island to celebrate their culture and bless the goddesses for protecting the Amazons over this time, and she decides to invite Bobby and the family, of course. And she also makes Bobby a genuine a genuine Themyscirian by making him the first Wonder Boy. And she gave him a shirt, and she gave him bracelets of submission, because she was like, I always wanted a little brother, and since I don't have a little brother and stuff like that, I hope that I can be a big sister to you. And then they decided to take a photo together, and he becomes Themyscira's very first Wonder Boy. And she even created a shirt with the Wonder Woman logo, and she put a B next to it. So it was pretty cute, to kind of see this kind of side of her as well. But this is what I'm saying. This is how you, and then this is how you. This is what I'm saying. Like, that story with the blue one, it's amazing, but you see how this book right here, the Wonder Woman Volume 2, issue 188, that came out in 2000, I think 2003, I believe, showed how a boy can be a fan of Wonder Woman without having to dress like Wonder Woman. You get what I'm saying? Because this kid, he was a fan. This black kid is a big fan of Wonder Woman, and she gave him like a shirt costume to put on. Like, he wears jeans and a shirt with the Wonder Woman logo on the front and the back, and she gave him bracelets of submission. You know what I'm saying? You see how it still kept him masculine. It didn't show it where he could be made fun of or whatever. It was still in a masculine way. And I understand people don't want to fit into social conformities or whatever, but this story worked before because it wasn't a big deal, and it wasn't happening as frequently as it's happening all the time today. When you have media and news articles and everything today telling us that we have to like this stuff, you have to let boys dress like that. Boys need to be more in tune with their feminine side, and they need to dress more in female clothes. That gets tiring after a while, especially when you're saying that when you're trying to preach that to boys. You can preach that to adults if you want to, but a lot of people feel like kids are off limits. And I think you have to have a time and a place for that kind of stuff. And I believe the time and a place for it would have been if it was a rare thing. But because Sensational Wonder Woman Special #1 came out came out in today's society, where they had doubled down on this shit so much, it takes away the fact of this is a good story. Because even after you go to that story, after you leave this story right here, You go to the theme of the Doom, where Wonder Woman and Doctor Fate team up to take on like this what was this certain thing, like this crazy Maelstrom dimension demon thing. And you know, that was it was pretty cool to see Wonder Woman and Diana team up to take on this magical threat that these scientists call from the Trust Nine compound decided to like take this amazing gem and decide to experiment on it, which they didn't realize that it was a gate that was opening up this dimensional malevolent force of evil. So that was a really cool story. It wasn't really much to really write home about, but I thought it was pretty cool. The art's not all that great to me. It feels rushed and sloppy, but that's just my opinion. And let me see. The story was written by, and the artist was Scott Collins. Okay, I mean it was a nice little quick little story, and it was kind of cool to see Doctor Fate and Wonder Woman team up. You know, and she decided to head back home and celebrate with her sisters. And then this story is called Swap, where Sersky, first off, let me see who wrote this damn story. Stephanie Phillips. Stephanie Phillips. And I'm gonna need you to get together, baby. Sersky is a powerful sorceress. Why the hell you made her look like a goddamn dude? I thought that was a goddamn dude. No, that's unacceptable. Cersei should never look like that. Cersei should be like this sexy sorceress. And that's my thing. That's another problem. Y'all always trying to desexualize these damn female characters and shit like that. No, stop. Stop. The damn female characters need to look exciting. They need to look appealing. We're reading comic books, for God's sakes. Jesus Christ. Damn. Y'all get on my goddamn nerves. um so basically Wonder Woman is fighting Cersei, and her body got swapped with a little girl named Devin. So Devin and Diana got their souls swapped, while Cersei was trying to find I think it's some kind of reality stone, I believe. Yeah, that's what. Let me, because it was at the Hall of Justice, I believe, and that's what they were. That's what they were doing. That's where they were fighting for. I just thought it was kind of it was a meh kind of thing, because now Wonder Woman and the girl has to learn. Though the yeah, wait, what was it called? Hold on. The Dream Stone. Yeah, it was called the Dream Stone. See, I was thinking about Marvel, but basically is basically Wonder Woman learning how to be a teenage girl, and Devin understanding how to be a superhero, and how you have to have responsibilities and stuff like that. And they even talk about her costume, which is kind of funny, because I'm just like, and her original costume is right there behind her. Like, they were like, how can you wear a metal corset? So just, I don't know. I really wish Diana would go back to her other costume, because the movie costume is getting kind of boring. But it's kind of cool to kind of see Diana's struggles in high school, and Devin thinking like is super easy being a superhero. But eventually they learn to work together once they had a day in the life of each other, and then of course they fight Cersei again, and they were able to swap their bodies back together, and they were able to defeat Cersei. And then Cersei decided to hang out with Devin and her friend, and that was basically it. And Wonder Woman said that she it's not that it's hard being it was kind of hard being a teenager, and Devin was like, yeah, it's kind of hard being you, but Wonder Woman learned valuable lesson of being a teenager, and she learned a valuable lesson of being a superhero. And then they decided to hang out after they defeat Cersei, and that was it. That was it. The end. And that literally was the Wonder Woman sensational Wonder Woman special #1. And those are my thoughts, really. But like I said, it was a good story. It was a classic. It felt like a classic Wonder Woman story. It could have been longer. I understand it was a special, so they kind of had to rush through it. But I think they could have just expanded this even further. They could have expanded this story right here even further, and then in my opinion. But that's just my opinion. But overall, I enjoyed the comic book itself. It's been a while since I really enjoyed a Wonder Woman comic book, but I would recommend Sensational Wonder Woman Special. The third story is a little lackluster. The first one is actually excellent. If you can get past the boy in a Wonder Woman costume that he really shouldn't be in, and the second story is middle, but the first story is definitely a good story. But yeah, those are my thoughts. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section below, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.